Friday morning is looking promising. With most of the cloud cover rolling back, sun and blue sky begin to show through again, and practice flights have begun for the weekend's main events.
Friday comes around, and that actually is a full practice show.
While the Blues practice overhead, the airport has already drawn fans eager to catch a glimpse of performers as they practice for the weekend's public shows. While some come purely for the show, others have a more personal connection to the military acts.
I was out here getting a taste of home, or the sound of home. My son was in the Navy. He did 4 years. My husband did 22 years. So I think it's really, really nice for the people of Eau Claire. I hope the Scouts do well, and that the Blue Angels will come back again and again.
Hometown connections are a big part of the story for many people involved in this air show. Adam Drayton, once from Chippewa Falls, is an inspiring example and part of this year's show.
My name's Adam Drayton. I'm with the United States Navy. I fly the F-18F Super Hornet, which is the newest version of the Hornet that the Navy has. I lived out on Lake Wissota, and I went to Stilson Elementary School, and then Chippewa Falls Middle School, and Chi High. This morning is kind of a special opportunity for me. Someone heard that I was coming and I was from Chippewa Falls and offered me up the opportunity to go to Chi High and talk to a group of McDonald and Chi High students who are interested in what I do.
The flying portion of what we do is just a portion of what we're really here to do. Most of the people in the squadron will visit schools on Friday morning.
The Blue Angels maintenance teamwork is so thorough that
This morning, the Angels are presenting to science students at Chippewa Falls High School. What students don't know is that a man who once walked the same hallways will be arriving shortly to speak along with the Blues.
It's just amazing, what they are able to do with flight and with airplanes, and to share some of that with our students is really terrific. And they really put on a great show. I think that it's just unbelievable what they're able to do.
I'm going to let Adam come on up here real quick and let him talk about his personal experiences. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate it.
I was class of 96 here out of Chi High. I went straight to college. I went to the Naval Academy.
One of the things that really drives these guys is being an inspiration to young people. Whether they go into the military or not, just inspiring young people to do whatever they can do and be whatever they want to be.
Right. All right, see ya.
While Adam Drayton speaks with students from his former high school, other members in the community get up close and personal with the Blue Angels in a different way. Tim Olson, co-chair of this year's Air Show committee, is about to join Captain Frank Weiser as one of the few civilians to fly in the Angels' number 7 two-seater FA-18.
They lead you through the whole practice routine and what they're going to do, and we were up for about 40 minutes doing those particular maneuvers, so it's quite a ride.
Tim and Captain Weiser taxi onto the main runway and prepare to accelerate to around 350 miles per hour for takeoff. Before takeoff, the captain has a few last encouraging words for this rookie flyer.
Nose comes off the deck at about 140 knots. I bring the gear in the flaps up, stay nice and low over the runway. I'll probably say something effective. Tim, you ready to go flying? Regardless of what comes out of your mouth. I'm going to put the stick in our lap. We go straight up, and that'll be all she wrote.
When they start up the engines, it's actually, the plane all pretty much shakes pretty a lot.
Captain Weiser begins the takeoff sequence, engages the afterburners, and immediately climbs to over 2,000 feet within seconds.
You ready to go?
Go.
Ready, hit it. We're out of here. There goes 2,000 feet.
The force generated by this climb is nearly 6 Gs, or 6 times the force of gravity.
They did a number of their maneuvers that they do in a show and then some, so it's quite an experience.
Tim's flight in the Angels FA-18 is filled with ups and downs, as many people would expect. But this monster C-130, what kind of ride could it possibly offer?
Well, I had the opportunity to go up with on what they affectionately call Fat Albert, their C-130. You get in a van and you drive out to the end of the tarmac where they park Fat Albert for the show, and you're standing there and the crew comes out and they give you a quick briefing that really means nothing to you because they speak so fast that you can't really understand what they're saying.
For the profile today, it's going to be Max Torque at 89, so I'll take the yoke. It's going to be a low transition. VMC takeoff of 107. We'll just head no lower than 500 feet until we have contact. All right, that probably sounds like a whole lot of talk for about a 10-minute flight, right?
After briefing, today's flyers are loaded into Fat Albert and given one last tool to assist in their flight.
They give you this bag, this little envelope that says, you know, if you're going to be ill, this is your bag. And I looked at it and I thought, well, that's a pretty small envelope.
A couple of things we like to say: better to have an air sickness bag and not use it than the other way around. So if there's any question in your mind, we got them, take it, and then if you don't use it, just turn it in when you're done. No big deal.
Fat Albert's engines are fired up and the crew prepares for takeoff.
You're taking off, and all of a sudden your whole weight plus much more is in the seat, along with your throat, and everything else you have is just being pushed down.
This downward force, also called positive G's, is short-lived.
But not to worry, that's not going to last long. We're going to climb up to about 12 or 1,400 feet. At that point, I'm going to push the nose the opposite direction, and we're going to get some negative G's.
As the aircraft transfers from positive to negative G's, the crew and passengers experience a unique sensation.
It's a few seconds of free fall where you're just floating in the air, and the only thing holding you down is the seatbelt they have you wear, and the crew's flying up in the air.
A ride in Fat Albert proves to be anything but boring, as the larger-than-average aircraft performs with impressive agility over the Chippewa Valley Airport.
I watched what Fat Albert does for their routine, and I was amazed that I was inside that plane when I was able to ride into it.
When the day is through, our guest flyers are returned to the ground safely and in one piece. For now, it's back to running an air show, but today's flights are sure to be remembered for a lifetime. As Saturday morning's show planning meeting commences, the Air Show Committee and representatives from every actor gathered. Despite rain soaking the showgrounds and a forecast that doesn't look promising, this committee pushes on with hopes of delivering an air show.
Okay, schedule. If you need schedule, raise your hand and we'll get you on. Already got them right here. Thanks. Turn off your cell phones, your radios, your pagers. We'll get through the briefing pretty quickly here. Right now, we don't have the ceiling to fly anything.
The flight ceiling is a mandatory amount of safe flying space required by the Federal Aviation Administration. With a flight ceiling of less than 600 feet, none of the acts could currently fly.
When he announced that the ceilings were low and it didn't look like it was going to improve and they may have to cancel the show, as soon as everybody was briefed, we broke into little groups and started talking about, okay, so what's our contingency plan? What can we do so that, worst case scenario, we can at least give them something so that, people have something to see planes in the sky.
If we can't start at 12, then we push it up and we start when we can and we run what we can. I've seen it this bad at the briefing, and at 12 o'clock, you got a beautiful day. So we have seen this happen.
But by mid-afternoon, conditions have not changed. With heavy rain and the Blue Angels' scheduled fly time almost up, the fate of today's show is unavoidable. At 2 p.m., the announcement is made. The jets are pulled in, and the show is canceled.
We've never had to do that before. Out of the previous 9 shows, this was our 10th in Eau Claire. It wasn't a fun thing to do, but at that point, really, we had no choice.
I know that the people that came out there were disappointed. We were as disappointed, if not more, than anyone else on the ground when we had to say, okay, we need to cancel the show.
By not being able to do the show, I felt it was really a big letdown for us and the community.
As crowds exit the grounds, fans are told that all Saturday tickets will be honored for the Sunday show. But with steady rain and Sunday's forecast looking bleak, there is no guarantee that this air show, despite months of careful planning, will ever happen.